Hello there! If you're new to the channel, my name is Leaf. I'm an aspiring game developer and owner of In the Wind Studios. A little about myself, I've always loved playing video games, as you might have guessed. Anything from Stronghold to Skyrim to Call of Duty Black Ops. And I've dabbled in creating them, even as a kid. I tried my hand at in-game level makers, like the one in Little Big Planet 2 and StarCraft 2, and even game creation systems, like Dark Basic and the 3D Game Maker. When writing this script, I had to dig through my memory and the internet to find the last two names. Anyone else remember this little gem?
So what if you're not Einstein of the programming world, or your artistic skills aren't exactly fantastic? It doesn't really matter.
As a kid, I loved it, although now I can see it's a little rough around the edges. And it really is just suited for messing around and nothing serious. But it was perfect for kind of scratching that game creation itch that I had as a child. I didn't really expect to make money developing games though when I was choosing a career in high school, so I took a bit of a detour and got myself a degree in aerospace engineering. I'm still working in that industry as my day job, but my passion lies with game dev. And who knows, maybe one day I can go full-time in making games. I've been working on my latest game dev journey for about the last 8 months or so, and I'm having a blast creating and coding. So, my first official game. Exciting stuff! This project is titled Dungeon Survive. It will be a relatively simple game if I can keep my crazy ideas in check, with the main goal to simply be surviving to the end of the dungeon. Hopefully the name is fitting. So instead of hacking and slashing your way through musty halls and dusty caves, the player will be doing their best to avoid dangers, outrun enemies, or outsmart them. This definitely isn't my dream game. I don't think I'm really ready to make that game yet, but I believe it will be a fun stepping stone towards it. And I hope I can end up making something entertaining for people to enjoy along the way. This devlog series will be a semi-regular update on my progress as I program, draw, and create the game. Some videos might be more superficial or overarching, talking about the game as a whole, and some will be more technical based on how I'm tackling various problems that crop up. Honestly though, I'm not really sure. I've never done a devlog before, at least not a video one, so we'll see. And please let me know what you'd like to see in these videos. If something catches your eye or you want me to go more in depth on something, leave a comment for me. I'm using the Godot engine for my games, and I'll be making more tutorials for features and functions that I create that might be of use to others based on the feedback I get. I've got a few so far, so if you're interested, check those out. If you want to get a more granular look at the game's progress, feel free to join us on the studio Discord. We have a small community there already full of awesome people. There I talk about the game's progress on a much more regular basis than I'll probably be making YouTube videos. There's also a Godot specific channel for discussing the engine and any tips and tricks I figure out. And sometimes we just hang out and play video games. If you want to see pictures of my cat, follow me on Instagram. The links are in the description along with some of my other social medias. I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, with that introduction out of the way, which I hope to never ever have to record again because it's been many hours, let's talk about the game as it is today. It's pretty basic at the moment, but there are the beginnings of the levels, the mechanics, and a few enemies I can show off. Alright, so we have a main menu here, very basic, and a simple level selector. Got my little loading screen with some fire. And the beginnings of level 1. Got my little guy here, he can run around, he can dodge. He can sneak, and part of the sneak was broken as you saw there. Look around. Still need to figure out why he sometimes sneaks faster than other times, but that's okay. And then he's got a little crossbow that he can load and fire. And, oh, yep, that's broken on level 1 too. Still very much a work in progress. And then a UI system that does not work at all yet. Just started making that. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the test level here. Okay. Moving to my little tester scene here, I can show you some of the enemies that I've been working on. We've got a basic slime and some variants. And if I get close enough, they will jiggle a little bit and then jump at me to try and attack me. So you can try and jump out of the way or just run away. The green slime is the basic, and he will actually jump to where I was a little while ago. Whereas these are supposed to be the more deadly variants, and they jump faster and directly at you. And then we have my favorite, the big slime, or favorites, the big slime and the rainbow slime. Rainbow slime is pretty chill. He just hangs out. Oh, I left the debug line on the spider. Alright, so the spider is a new enemy that I just started implementing. He's a little glitched right now, but he should just jump at the enemy and try and get him. And then the bat, who I need to add a function to actually have him go up, hang out on the walls. He will circle around the player and then go in to attack. And then we have my skeletons here. And Alive didn't work. That's cool. Clearly I've been breaking some things. So the skeleton archer will back away from you and fire arrows, whereas the other skeletons will just run up to you and attack. And they all kind of push each other around. So, yeah, that's all the enemies. Clearly there's still lots of work to be done, but I'm enjoying the variety. For the longest time, I was just using the basic skeleton here, and it was just him and me for a few months, and it was a little boring. I'll go into this more in depth, but this is a glimpse at my utility AI. Each enemy has a list of actions that it can perform, and it chooses which action to take based on inputs, and then just chooses that action and runs with it. That helps decouple the logic for what action to take versus the actual actions themselves. So the bat and the skeleton have the same exact attack action, but what determines when they attack is different. And that's really all I have to show as of today. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any ideas for future videos or even thoughts on the game itself, let me know. I hope you join me for my next video, and maybe I'll see you on the Discord. Bye for now.